Hey guys, welcome to another video, and yes, once again we are talking about the K20 Pro. We are talking about the awesome Abix ROG Gaming ROM. This is a complete review, have been using it for more than 24 hours. I can give you my verdict, and the next video will be a video in which I will show you how to install it. But before we get into all of that, if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the notification bell icon so that you get notified every time I upload a video. In the description of each video, you will find a link to our Telegram community where we are about to complete 1,000 members, so please go ahead and join us there. Last but not the least, if you think the hard work is worth the effort, please click on the join button and support the channel. Now without further ado, hello awesome people, welcome to Phone Ops. My name is Kailash. Let's get going. Alright, so it's full review time. Now before we begin, a word of caution over here. The normal way of reviewing ROMs for us is the 5-point review system, in which we have like 5 categories and each category has some points, and so that review system is not dead. We are improvising on that. So for now this will be a standard review system in which you will get all the information that you need. So first things first, what are we talking about over here? So if we go to the about section, this is Abix ROG edition, comes with Android 11 and a May security patch. The phone in question over here is a Redmi K20 Pro 6128 variant. Alright, this is a phone which is around 7 to 8 months old, and I have my SIM card in there, and I have the games, benchmarks, everything's using, everything is there, and I'm using it since yesterday. So let's get going. First things first, we will talk about the face of every ROM or operating system, that is the launcher, because the moment you flash a ROM, the first screen that you see after setup is the home screen. So over here, if you press and hold on the home screen, and if you go to settings and go to more, you will see that this is a system launcher. This is not using a Poco launcher. We are using the gesture navigation method. We are not using the soft keys over here. Home screen with app drawer, -1 screen, you can have Google Discover, so that is a good thing. You have double tap to lock, all the usual things. You have global icon animations, blur app previews, show memory status and stuff like that. So everything is there which you expect from the global version of MIUI launcher, and everything works on point. You have the Google feed to the left. Now my point being that this launcher is there since a very long time in MIUI, but you should pay attention to how flawless and how smooth this ROM is, despite it is based on MIUI, and MIUI 12 is known to be heavy, it's known to be sluggish, it's known to be slow. So as far as the launcher is concerned, I am pretty satisfied. The app launch animations are there, they work just fine. I mean, any application that you launch, you will see that the application launch is perfect, it's in time, there is no major stutter, no lag, and nothing of that sort. So pretty happy with the launcher. Google feed is included and all the other options are included. Even the control center, the notification drawer, right, left, they work just as expected. Right, so the launcher is amazing. I don't really have any problem. Now moving on, we are talking about the looks aspect of this. So this is where the themes comes into the picture. Now the reason I would say the themes are pretty good on this is because, well, it comes with a Chinese theme store. The downside to that is not everything is in English. So if you go to the My section, you have always on display where you can you have locals, you have favorites, you have likes, you have orders, you can download others as well, and you have wallpapers in which you have a ton of always on displays and different wallpapers. So the theming section is there. It's just your MIUI 12 or 12.5 theming section, and it works absolutely fine. Now moving on, we will talk about the network and connectivity. Now this SIM card that you see over here is an Airtel SIM card. I am located in India. I did get carrier aggregation. I don't really have data plan on this one, but carrier aggregation on this ROM is working fine. All right, you can see over here voice over Wi-Fi is working fine. So if you go to SIM cards and mobile networks over here, there you go. That's my SIM card. You have all the information, you have voice over Wi-Fi, internet is working absolutely fine. So I've not really had any problems when it comes to the call connectivity, the call quality, calls being dropped, internet speed. So as far as the network connectivity is concerned, I'm absolutely okay. I did not really have any problem. I also just finished having a carrier video call on this, and the carrier video calling on this is working as well. So apart from this, if there is anything else like Wi-Fi connectivity, it supports Wi-Fi 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi is working fine. So it disconnects, it reconnects, it switches from voice over Wi-Fi to your normal VoLTE call when you move out of the Wi-Fi range. So the connectivity features on this ROM are absolutely fine. There's no problem as such. Now the next important part that we are going to talk about is lags. Now when you say MIUI and then you say lags, people sort of start relating there that okay, you know what, this is MIUI. After a day's use, after 2 days use, this is going to lag. So I'll tell you, I installed this yesterday afternoon around 12 or 1 o'clock, and it's 5 in the evening today when I'm shooting this video. So at least more than 24-28 hours, and I've not really had any problems. I would not say this is AOSP smooth. I would not say this is OxygenOS smooth, but I will tell you this, that Abeex ROG ROM, the latest version, is the smoothest that I have seen MIUI. Now, of course, when you compare it to something like this, that is the Mi 10T running on One UI, that video is coming later, or One OS, whatever you want to call it, MIUI 12.5, 12.6, a custom ROM, that is a 144Hz display, but on a 60Hz display, it works absolutely gorgeous. There are no lags as such, so I don't really have a problem. Definitely usable. Now next up, very important aspect, gaming performance. Now at this point you would see that PUBG is there on the screen. You would expect me to show you some gameplay and stuff. Not really. I'm going to give you my verdict, because we do live game streams for 2 hours, 3 hours, in which you get to see things live. So you can pull up yesterday's live stream and you can check, and you can maybe wait in a day or two. I might stream with this device again, you don't really know. But what I have to say, this ROM here, based on MIUI, performs like a custom ROM, even better than some custom ROMs, because on Smooth Extreme, this doesn't want to go below 55. It works absolutely fine. I have people in the live stream who told me they are using it for T2 scrims and they are absolutely happy with it. I don't know about the last zone in T1 competitive, but T2, one guy is using it and he said that it's absolutely fine. And the best part is, after 1.5 hour of gameplay, you will notice the CPU go up to 71, 72. Now if you compare that to the Poco X3 Pro, it does that in the first 5 minutes. So the phone doesn't get really hot. You can play around 4 hours on one charge if you're not streaming and if you're not doing screencasting and other things. So gameplay, bam, it is amazing, no problems with the gameplay. Next up, we're going to talk about benchmarks. So I did show this yesterday, but I'll show it to you once again. In the latest version of Antutu, we have 517,468 as the score. For CPU, we have 147,402. For GPU, we have 184,765. For memory, we have 77,736. And for user experience, we have 107,565. Now, why am I calling out those numbers individually? Well, the reason is, if you have any other ROM which you want to compare this, you can maybe go ahead and run a test like I did, install everything, give all the permissions, switch the phone off for 10 minutes and then turn it on, make sure nothing is in the memory and run the benchmark. This is the score that I got. Now moving on, we can also have a look at Geekbench, which determines your single core and multi-core score. So if you have a look, 700 single core, 2671 multi-core. Now please don't go in the comment section and say this is how much I got, this is how much you got. It's amazing if you got something better. This ROM scored this much after being cooled down. So I don't really have any complaints. The ROM performs flawlessly. Now that's everything about the performance, about the looks. So moving on to another important aspect which really matters to a lot of people and which I'm glad I'm covering for this ROM is the camera. We have photo, video, low light photo, low light video, extra features. So amazing there. Let's talk about the camera then. So if we go ahead and launch the camera application, it comes right away. Of course, this is a MIUI based ROM. So what do you expect? Everything works as expected. The wide angle camera, the 2x telephoto zoom, or 2x zoom, I'm sorry if it's not a telephoto, but if you have a look, the camera quality is amazing. Even if you zoom in, as you can see over here. Now I don't know if this has got something to do with MIUI 12.5, but this is a portrait mode picture that was clicked in full daylight. So that performed really well. Now apart from this, this is a selfie ignore my pose there, but you know, more or less everything is working as expected. The video, the photo, the extra features, you have vlog mode and all the other things, you have clone mode. So things, you know, which are there in beta in the camera section are also working absolutely fine. Now next up, a very important aspect is battery backup. All right, so if you go to the battery section, all right, I will really like to share what exactly has happened in terms of battery backup. We've been off the charger for 17 hours and 15 minutes. This red mark that you see, it was probably gaming or something, but we've had 2 hours of screen on time. We've played some PUBG to test things and all. So, you know, all in all, over 24 hours, it can give you like 3 to 4 hours of screen on time and then mixed usage. But if you're going to be a power user, it can easily give you 5 to 6 hours of screen on time while watching videos, playing games, watching YouTube and mixed stuff. So for me, the battery life is on point as far as this ROM is concerned, and even charging, the fast charging works absolutely fine. I'm using a 27 watt Sonic charger from Xiaomi. It takes around 1 hour 20 minutes and 1 hour 10 minutes to charge from 10 to 100. So pretty happy with that as well. Now the last section that we are going to talk about before we wrap up is bugs and updates. But before we actually go there, we have a couple of things that we can check. We have DRM info, in which it does show that the Widevine certification is L1. So Amazon Prime HD should be working fine. Your banking needs are taken care of because the safety net is easily passing. I have not rooted this device. I have not installed a custom kernel. I have not done anything of that sort. If you go to the Play Store, you have to check about the Play Store certification. Now that is something honestly I have not gone ahead and paid attention to. All right, now as you can see over here, Play Protect certification, this device is Play Protect certified. So in terms of bugs, I've not really had any bugs, just the initial part wherein the phone used to be laggy while it is setting up and stuff, and very few times I've had the occasional stutter. Now that can be me, that might be me experiencing this, because I am using another phone which has a 144 Hz display, so you don't really know if it's just me being stupid or. And as far as updates are concerned, they give you decent amount of updates, and you know, the ROM is flawless. I've not had any issues. It looks colorful. It has a lot of neat additions like the MIUI 12.5 power menu and the volume panels and stuff, all the beautiful things that are promised with MIUI 12.5. And someone was asking me about the gallery, if all the editing options are available in the gallery or not. So if you go to gallery over here and you look at this picture, you select edit, there you go, you have all the edit options over here. Even if you go to filter and then you go over here, you have so many filters over here, right? Let's see, sky. So you have sky replacement as well. Now apart from this, if you go to settings, look how smooth the ROM is, and you go to special features, you do have game turbo, video toolbox, voice changer doesn't work in PUBG. I have tested that yesterday. Front camera effects, MIUI lab. So more or less, you know, everything is working as expected. They have also added the frame monitor tools or frame rate monitor tools. They seem to be working fine as well. So all in all, the Abex ROG team have made an excellent ROM for the K20 Pro. As long as you're not, you know, someone who loves AOSP ROMs and you can stand the look of MIUI, I would tell you it works absolutely fine. Now you would tell me, why didn't you cover the fingerprint? Come on, this is a MIUI based ROM. FOD works absolutely fine in all the conditions, be it light, be it dark, be it anything. Face unlock works as expected, lift to wake. So, you know, basically these are things which are working fine on the K20 Pro since MIUI 12. So it doesn't really make any sense covering them again and again. Major highlights, everything that you need to know works as expected. Phone doesn't overheat, games well, has a decent camera, and everything is as expected. Let me know in the comment section, did I cover everything or not in this particular review? Wait for the next live stream because we're gonna have a lot of fun there. Until the next one, this is Kailash signing off at PhoneOps. Keep smiling, take care, goodbye.